My brother copied everything I did for years until I fed him a lie that changed his life. Growing up, my little brother Anthony was my shadow. If I joined the basketball team, he'd try out the next day. When I got a summer job at the mall, he applied there too. He even started dressing like me, buying the same shoes and copying my hairstyle. At first it was cute, but by high school it got creepy. He'd follow me to parties I wasn't even invited to, embarrassing me in front of my friends. When I started dating Olivia, he somehow convinced her best friend to go out with him, just so we could double date. The breaking point came during college applications. I'd spent months researching schools, touring campuses, and writing essays. When I finally decided on NYU for their film program, Anthony announced at dinner that he was also applying there. My mom squealed with excitement. "My boys, taking over New York together!" I nearly choked on my food. The thought of Anthony following me across the country made me sick. I'd never have my own life. That's when I hatched my plan. I started casually mentioning a backup school, a small private college in Maine that supposedly had an amazing underground film scene. I'd leave brochures around my room, knowing Anthony would snoop through my stuff. "This place is actually my dream school," I told my friends loudly when Anthony was eavesdropping. "NYU is just to make my parents happy, but Pine Valley College? That's where real filmmakers go." Anthony took the bait. He cornered me after school, asking about Pine Valley. I spun an elaborate story about indie directors who graduated there, secret film festivals in abandoned warehouses, and how Steven Spielberg allegedly visited campus once a year to mentor students. "But don't apply," I warned him. "I want this one thing for myself." Of course, that only made him want it more. A week later, Mom proudly announced Anthony had submitted his application to Pine Valley College. I acted devastated, storming up to my room while hiding my smile. Here's the thing. Pine Valley College didn't exist. I'd made it up completely, even creating a fake website with my friend who was good at coding. We'd bought a domain that looked official, pinevalleycollege.edu.com. Anthony got his acceptance letter, that we'd fabricated, 2 months later. He was so excited, he immediately declined his spot at 3 other real colleges. My parents were thrilled, already planning to drive him to Maine in August. The truth came out a week before graduation. Anthony was bragging to his friends about Pine Valley when one of them Googled it on their phone. The only Pine Valley that existed was a golf course in New Jersey. All hell broke loose at home. Anthony had a complete meltdown, screaming and crying about how his life was ruined. My parents were furious when they discovered I was behind it. They demanded I give up my spot at NYU so Anthony could go there instead. I refused. For once in his life, Anthony would have to figure out who he was without copying me. He ended up taking a gap year, traveled solo through Europe, and discovered his own passion for photography. He got into a great art school in California, about as far from NYU as possible. Last month, he actually thanked me, said that prank was the best thing that ever happened to him.